you want to play Call of Duty for free, you can. But you got to move to China if you want that. We've got Ian Sherr of the Wall Street Journal joining us now from our San Francisco bureau, where he covers all things tech. Thank you very much, Ian. Sounds like a good deal. Free Call of Duty.
It is.
Tell us about it. What are they doing here? Giving away the farm?
Well, essentially, what's happening is that Activision has spent the last 2 years developing a version of Call of Duty, which is its blockbuster AAA title for action shooting games, simulating war zones and whatnot. And they've basically partnered up with a company called Tencent, which is in China is very popular as a kind of internet portal, e-commerce, social networking, and gaming site. And they're going to together offer a free version of Call of Duty. Now, of course, it's not 100% free. You're going to buy microtransactions of better guns or special clothing for your character or whatnot, and that's where they'll make their money. But so far, it's been, it's the second large effort that Activision has made in China. They brought World of Warcraft, which is their other hugely popular kind of online gaming game. They brought it there in 2005, and it's done pretty well as well.
So tell us about how much it costs to develop this game, because I know that big-scale video games like this are not free to manufacture.
Right, and that's the big distinction between what a lot of these online games are and what Activision's doing. So analysts typically say that a game like Call of Duty costs somewhere at least $50 million to make. Activision wouldn't say exactly how much they spent on Call of Duty Online, which is the Chinese version, but they said it's equivalent to what they spend on big titles. So we can comfortably guess it's in the range of that. And that's the thing, is that a lot of the games that are made for free to play and microtransaction and whatnot, those are not big budget games like this, and they don't the graphics aren't as high quality, the polish isn't there like what Activision is known for Call of Duty. And so one of the things that Bobby Kotick, the CEO, is kind of betting on is that the higher quality will bring more people to the game. And so far with World of Warcraft, it seems to be the case.
So if I want a free copy of Call of Duty, can I somehow get a bootlegged copy of this from China, a free bootlegged copy of it?
I find that kind of a funny idea, right? Free bootleg. But right now it's through Tencent, so as far as I understand it, there's no way to play it here in the U.S. It's also going to be a different game entirely. So the next big game that's coming out for Activision here, the Call of Duty, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Which is set in a futuristic setting and whatnot. That game is not the one that's going to be in China or vice versa. So, Call of Duty Online is going to be a different game. It's going to be designed for Chinese consumers, which is a nice way of saying we probably wouldn't enjoy it as much as we will Black Ops 2.
So I have a scenario. China is known for sort of knocking off intellectual property, video games and stuff of sort of Western manufacturers. Are we going to have knockoff versions of this made in America being distributed?
Well,
that I can play this?
Anything could happen, right? I think that the big thing, and part of the reason Western companies are spending a lot of effort trying to get into China, and it's, by the way, worth noting that not many have done it very successfully, is that when you bring the authentic thing there, it does pretty well. You think of Apple, for example. They've brought the iPhone there, and it's done tremendously well for them. China is now becoming one of the largest consumer markets for Apple. And I remember a couple of years ago, there were all these stories about knockoff iPods and even knockoff iPhones. And now the legitimate artifact is doing well. So part of the argument I think that Activision is making here is it's worth making this effort because the genuine article tends to do well. And even if there are knockoffs, China is a large enough market that the knockoffs and the genuine article can do pretty well next to each other, even if it is illegal.
I mean, it has a great history. I mean, Call of Duty Modern Warfare sold 6.5 million copies in 24 hours.
Right.
And I mean, that is phenomenal. That's like,
that's like the thing. It underscores kind of what Activision's bringing here, right? Yeah. They have a very strong brand. It is one of the most popular games in the Western world. If you're going to go and try to attack a new market, take a really strong brand like that and use it. And that's what they thought with World of Warcraft and why they're doing this.
So I'd still like to have a free version of Call of
Wouldn't
Duty.
we all?
I think one, even if it's in Chinese, maybe I'll learn Chinese for that.